declare and decree in this season, I will submit to the voice of the Holy Spirit calling my name. I am walking in the fullness of His purpose and plan for me and my life. It is my reaping season, and I shall...
Good morning. Good morning. And welcome to season 2, episode 2 of What She Said with S.H.E. So it's been a while. So I took some time to really develop this season and try to come up with some really good content. When you're talking about trauma and healing from trauma, there are some areas that just take a little longer to discuss than others. And so, we're going to take our time with this and really delve into it so that we can, really heal and do it the right way. So I just want to start off by saying shout out to my sisters. We all graduated on Monday from our leadership program under Dr. Matthew Stevenson. My other sister, Lisa Tate Stevenson, released her book. Have you ever heard a butterfly cry? You guys must get into this book. It is definitely a good read. And she's discussing her trauma and how she came out of it on the other side. And you can catch that at Lisa V. Tate. That is Taitt. Stevenson.org. Check her out. And of course, my sister Tamita Brockington, her book, Marriage is Not a Fairy Tale, is still out and available. If you've not gotten that, you must get that as well. I'll run her information across the bottom during the video on the ticker. So let's just get right into this. So in my last episode, I did touch on the passing of DMX. And that was important to me to just touch on that because I am a child of the 90s. Shout out to the 90s babies. And he was, a big part of hip hop culture. And that is, something that I grew up in. And also, he just was such a genuine spirit. And for all his struggles and troubles, he always kept God at the forefront. So I just thought that was important to touch on and showcase, that even in whatever it was he was going through, he still sought solace in God. And so I just thought that was awesome. But today, let's talk about you. So I know we all kind of go through seasons. Me, myself, I have days when I just don't want to do it. And I'm truly, this is a faith walk for me. Even being this level of candid for me is a lot. With sharing my story, prayerfully, my book will be out by June. She Emerged, the manifestation of me. That is the catalyst for all of this. I've shared some pivotal traumatic moments in my life and really talked about how I overcame those things and got to where I am. And the journey is ongoing. It doesn't stop. There's just levels to your evolution and your emergence and manifestation, so to speak. And so I'm super excited for that, but also kind of nervous because I am inviting you all into some areas of my life that I've kept and held very close to the chest. But I'm being obedient in this season, and I'm going to share that with you. And prayerfully, it'll be received the way it was meant to be received. So, when you get into those moments, seasons of down, You're frustrated. Um, you don't know, what direction you're going in. You're trying to just figure it all out. And sometimes we get in our own way and we get trapped in a lot of times a prison of our own making. We allow our thoughts to really overpower us. And sometimes they're fueled by what? The opinions of others and what other people have to say about us. And we take those things and we absorb them. But we really shouldn't do that because a person's opinion of you is, guess what? Their opinion. They have to live with that, not you. You don't have to take it. And then you allow, you know, things like that to kind of snowball and you just kind of trap yourself. We have to learn to let things go. We have to learn not to stay in that place and really begin to get to know and understand the value that already lives in us. And once you get to that place, there's nothing that anyone can say that will change how you feel about you. Now, if you are surrounded by, you have good friends and a good support system, so to speak, and it's coming from a place of love and a place of encouragement to help you, then by all means, those are the things that you receive. But you always take the best part of what someone has to say about you. You take the best part for yourself. And if you know and understand you, then you'll know what of that to take in and hold on to. We all have low moments. We all go through, you know, I call them seasons where things just may not be going right for you. And you just feel like all hope is lost. Like, I just can't. How am I going to get out of this? What am I going to do? How do I move forward? You get up and you move forward. Nobody is going to fight for you like you're going to fight for you. Nobody is going to believe in you like you're going to believe in you. And so it starts with you. People treat you how you allow them to treat you. People feed off of the energy that you give. So if you give off the energy that you are someone who is easily influenced, then that's how people will treat you. They feed off of your energy. You control the temperature of how people treat you. They respond to how you treat you. And so if you want to change your narrative, then you get up and you change your narrative. I like Hannah in the Bible. Hannah, Hannah went through a season of barrenness, and she was provoked. She had she had an antagonist, and for a long time, she let her antagonist really push her into a low place. She carried around a void. She was carrying around this burden of not being able to bear children. Now, your burden may not be not being able to bear children. It may be you feel an emptiness as far as your career, some things that you may have wanted to accomplish that you just didn't get to because sometimes life gets in the way, or some choices you made sent you in another direction. And we carry those burdens so heavily. And sometimes we look at them like, a sign of defeat. It's not necessarily a sign of defeat. There's always time to fix it. If you woke up this morning and you are able, put your feet to the floor, put your hand to the plow, so to speak, and do the work to get to where you need to be. It's a will thing. When Hannah had just had enough and had reached her breaking point, she was always prayerful, but I guess it was just that one last time for Penina had just pushed her just a little too far, and she wholeheartedly cried out to the Lord, and He remembered her, and He opened her womb and blessed her with a son. Um, but it was the consistency. She continuously kept her voice, her petitions before God. She did that. That was her way of putting her hand to the plow. You have to get up and put your hand to the plow. It's not, your dreams are just not going to come to you. You got to work for them. You have to fight for them. You have to put in the effort and take the time and have the patience to move and develop and work it out. Write it down. I'm big on that. I say that a lot. Write it down. Write down your dreams and your aspirations. Put your petitions before the Lord and do the work in the meantime. If it's a business that you want to start developing the idea. Everything starts with an idea. You develop that idea, you write down what's necessary, you write down what's the plan, the purpose, and what's needed to bring this thing into fruition. And then you start with the small steps and you work your way up to it. Now, every day won't be a good day. Every day is not a good day for me. I can tell you, this is a lot for me. I'll tell you about me. Getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evenings, whatever hour I can find to record, because I am a mom. I'm a wife. I just celebrated 10 years of marriage. Thanks be to God. I'm a nurse. I also run a business. And I'm now an author. So there's a lot on my plate. Are there days when I just don't want to get up? There are. But I have to fight through those moments. I take those moments. My good girlfriend calls them wilderness moments. You got about a day to sit in that, maybe two. But after that, you have to get up. You have to get up. You have to start somewhere. You have to move. You have to push through. If you stay in that place too long, it'll become habit and routine. And you'll find yourself fighting harder to get out of that. No one understands that the potential, it lives in you. The purpose lives in you. And you have to, I love this saying, one of my sisters came up with it. You have to want to live in purpose, on purpose, and with purpose. And the world cannot define your purpose. God has given us all a purpose. And you hear it, you feel it. It's that thing in the bottom of your gut that tells you, that drives you. And you tap into that and be firm in that of, what it is, deep down in your heart, that thing that just never goes away, of what you need to do. I'm sure, when Jesus was walking around, I'm sure he had days where he just was like, these people don't listen. Like, I'm tired. But he pushed through, and he met the people where they were, and he completed his assignment. And because he never gave up and he did not just lay down, he did take naps though. But he pushed through, and because he did, we're here. Just imagine if he had just given up on us, where would we be? What would the state of the world be? Would there even be in us? You got to push through and fight for what you deserve. And what is yours? Your inheritance, God's promise to you. He promised it. He's going to give it, but you got to fight for it. You have to work for it. It's not just going to come to you. He's not a genie. You just don't rub the lamp in and smoke pop out and you get 3 wishes. It doesn't work like that. As with anything, you have to work for it. If you want a certain meal for dinner, you get in that kitchen, you prep that food, you cook it, and you get your meal. Right? Apply those principles to building you up. And it doesn't have to be a business, a book. It could just be building you up. You are the vision. You are the purpose. And your life means something. Sometimes when you're just working on you, you have to shut everything off, every outside influence that's not immediate, and give yourself that time. Give yourself that plan so that you can enact the purpose that is you. Sometimes developing you is important. It's actually the most important part, because if you don't develop you, know you, become strong in you, nothing you do is going to work. You need to make sure that mentally you're okay. Go through those things that are hindering you mentally so that you can heal from them, sort them out, deal with them. And then start focusing on developing you. Whatever those skills are you need, invest in that. You're important. You may not have the money to go out and spend thousands of dollars on school. I myself got 2 in college. I get it. So you find other ways. There's a lot of free online resources, classes. Harvard is doing free classes, Find a class, find a program, find a scholarship, do some research. But remember, it's you. If you want those resources, you're going to find them. And make yourself worth it. We talked about us being the priority. That is something that makes us a priority, putting in the work to develop us. So, we talked about making ourselves the priority for our mental health and our emotional health. And yes, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. But after that, now you're prioritizing your personal development, your education, furthering you in life and doing the things, accomplishing those things that are going to make you feel good about you, because that is important. So you have to now put in the work to develop those things that are important to you, developing those skills, finding those resources to put you in position to launch the vision. Okay? Because that's the goal, launch the vision. Let me tell you something. I go on Facebook. I love to laugh. So, I'm a little silly. And I have been so godly proud of, I'm scrolling through my timeline and I see a multitude of young men and women launching the vision. And so my theme for my ministry page for the Saved, Healed, and Enough, because that is what she stands for. She stands for Saved, Healed, and Enough. That's my acronym. And so I walked into 2021 with, God gave me, launch the vision. You are the vision. It's time to launch it, put it into action. And so as I scroll down, people I don't even know, I was just so godly proud to see all these young people people in general, not just young people, but putting their hands to the plow, their feet to the ground, pushing through and launching the vision. That to me is just awesome, because it can be done. And we need to come out of a place of this place thinking that everything is always unattainable or out of reach, because that is a lie. There is a promise for you. There's a promise on your life. You were not created to fail. But sometimes the outside influences and influences of the world and people with their own mess, because when people down talk your dreams or talk you out of your dreams, that has nothing to do with you. I can't stress that enough. That's their own mess. That's something down on the inside of them. Because who are you to tell me I'm not worthy of the gift that God gave me? Who are you to tell me that I'm not worthy of dreams and visions and for myself? But you are. That's a lie. That's a lie. We don't receive none of that. It may not be the way that you want it to go or you feel, but you are not the authority over my life. You are not the author and finisher of my life. You ain't my Heavenly Father. He ain't hiring. Okay? He ain't hiring. He didn't ask for your help. Keep your mouth off me. That is the mindset you have to have. You are worthy of the gifts and promises, and God is not a man that he should lie. So when he said what he said, he meant what he said. But what he also said was, if you don't work, you won't have it. So you have to do the work. Get up and do the work. Walk in your purpose. Grab your promises and run with them. And the work, it may not be, this is not a microwave, because anything worth having takes development and takes work. So you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to sit with your thoughts. You're going to have to sit with your ideas. You're going to have to develop them. You're going to have to do step by step by step by step by step. Because if you want longevity, if you want to see it come to fruition and last, you're going to have to make sure that the foundation is strong. Listen, YouTube is a whole university. You can get on YouTube and learn just about anything. Start there. My business started out as crafts, hobbies. I like woodwork. I like tools. Not a girly girl in that way. I like, drills and fascinated by all that stuff. So it started out as a hobby. I bought a hobby vinyl cutting machine and a regular off-the-shelf printer, and it started off as a hobby. It actually started off, my oldest daughter's 23. It started off about 17 years ago with a household iron, some store-bought iron-ons, and some t-shirts in my kitchen. Here I am 17 years later with a fully functioning business. And it has grown from t-shirts to party props to you name it, I can do it. I am self-taught. I attended YouTube University. I can read. I bought study materials. I learned how to use the tools. And I took my hobby and turned it into a business. Check out ShalimarCherie.com. Okay, shameless plug. That's my business. But that is what I did. I realized, because a lot of times we do things. Now, here's the other thing. We do things and we don't realize that it's lucrative. We've been doing it for other purposes. We've been doing it for other people. And then I had to really sit back and look at all the things that I have done and still do over the years. When I took stock of all the little things that I had done, I realized that they were all a part of my plan and my purpose. I was like, hey, now, and I have transitioned into doing marketing for people, business marketing packages, things to promote their business. I've started doing a lot of digital art. And again, I'm self-trained. Harvard had a free class. Girl, I was taking all them classes to learn how to do these things. I can now make logos. I can do graphic designs in the basic, nothing too, intricate. I just learned how to make SVGs. I literally, did an entire t-shirt line and merchandise line for someone. And for me, it's just doing my hobby. Yeah, I can make these t-shirts. I could do, she gave me her vision and I was able to bring it to life. I didn't realize that there's a market for that. that people look for other people to do those things for them. Listen, can you help me build my brand? Now I'm doing branding. I can actually build a website. Tough talk. Because I did the work to develop those skills. I refuse to lay down and die. God said, you shall live and not die. He had to tell me but once. You didn't have to tell me twice. I'm going to live. I'm going to live to see it. If that's what it is, then I'm going to get up and do the work so that I can live to see it. And you have to do the same thing. You have to love you enough to fight to live to see it. Start at the building the foundation. No step is too small. No step. I don't care if you get up and you write one thing down on a sheet of paper. Today I'm going to. And you write down what you want to accomplish for that day. If it's literally just sitting down, making a list of all the things that you want to accomplish, start there. Then you take one by one and you write down what you think it takes to accomplish that. And then you move on from there and you develop it. Because you deserve it. Because you're worth it. Because you are the purpose. There is purpose in you. There is purpose for you. You are the vision. Now launch it. Walk in it. Get out of the mental prison that you have created for yourself. You can't blame people on the outside. They can say what they want to say. It's what you say. It's what God says. And it's what you believe. If I see you and you wearing blue shoes, but I argue you down that you wearing brown shoes, you going to change your mind and say you wearing brown shoes, even though you know for a fact you're wearing blue shoes? Because you can see with your own eyes. That is the same way you have to approach your life. If you know that you are moving with a clean heart and the right spirit, and you know what you know down on the inside, then you move in that regardless to what anyone else says. Nobody can tell you better than God. Nobody can tell you how you feel. Nobody can tell you what you know about you. And nobody can tell you what you're capable of except for you. But you have to know that you're capable of doing it. You have to know that you are worthy of the promise. And until you know and understand that, nobody else around you will. And not that it matters if they do or they don't. Get out of that. Know and understand that there is a place for you. There is a promise for you. There is a winning season for you. There is victory in you. It doesn't matter what you have gone through, what you have survived. Those things, to me, build character. Everything that I've gone through in my life, good, bad, ugly, and there's been a lot of ugly, I didn't die. It built character. It took a while. It was a journey, and I'm still journeying. But it helped to develop the woman that I'm growing into. And I love her. I'm proud of her. Like, I love her. I think she's pretty dope. And I think you're pretty dope. You just have to know and understand and believe that you are what you are. And know and understand what you are not. Stand up. Get out of that bed. Get yourself a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, a glass of water, whatever it is. I have my cup of coffee. I have my bottle of water. And I drag myself up. And I affirm myself. This is what I'm going to do today. I have to. Because I'm going to live to see it happen. But I have to want to live. I have to want to see it happen. And I have to want to do the work, because I've come to a place to where I know and understand God's promise for me and for my life. I've learned the value in me. And I won't allow anyone to take that from me. And so my hope is that you will eventually get to that place where you won't allow anyone to take it from you either. Stand firm in who and what you are, and know that you deserve it. You've earned your moment. You've earned your time. Make you the priority. Now, we've prioritized, like I said, our mental health. Now let's prioritize our dreams and our goals. That is integral in our healing, because it helps us to feel value. Purpose helps to heal. You got to know what you're here for. Yes, we're moms. Yes, we're wives, nurses, employees, whatever your vocation is. But you're also a person. And that person needs to be nurtured and fed. That soul needs to be fed as well. You need to feel good about you. You need to feel beautiful. You need to feel confident. You need to feel valued. But it starts with you. God has already said what he said, you have to be willing to accept it. You have to be willing to embrace it. And you have to be able to walk in it even when it's heavy. I was on a Clubhouse call the other day, and someone said something. One of the women said something that I thought was so true. When we throw this saying around a lot, God never puts more on us than we can bear. Well, guess what? He doesn't, because we're not supposed to bear it. We're supposed to trust in him and lean on him. And so when he gives you what he gives you, it's because he wants you to trust in him and lean on him to do what he said he was going to do. Trust him. Trust him. And have faith in him, and have faith in you. Have faith that you can do it. Have faith that you can accomplish it. Have faith that you deserve it. Know that you deserve it. You are worth it. Trust your heart. Trust your mind. Know that you're capable and you're valued. And just embrace it. Embrace it. So that's it for me. Well, that came easy. So welcome to season 2 of What She Said. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come. I am excited at what God is doing. As promised, check out the bottom at the ticker. There is my sister, Tamita Brockington's website. Pick up her book, Marriage is Not a Fairy Tale. Don't forget to check out Lisa Tate Stevenson's Have You Ever Heard a Butterfly Cry? On the next episode, I'll also have her information there. But in the meantime, you can catch that book at Lisa V. Tate, Taitt, Stevenson.org to check out her merchandise and grab her new book. I promise you, it is definitely something to feed the soul. And listen, launch the vision. Love on you today. Love on somebody else if you want to, but today, love on you. Invest in you. Please and thank you. And nothing changes. Oh, shout out to Ralph Wright for the intro. Outro that you heard in the beginning. I think that is so dope. That is my declaration. And I thought it was awesome the way he was able to help me put that to music, because sometimes you need to know. You need to remind yourself. You need to encourage yourself. And I declare and decree in this season all that I am. And you can keep going with all that you think I'm not. Amen. Amen. So I hope you enjoyed it. This will be an exciting season, prayerfully. And, I'm I hope and pray that this platform continues to serve its purpose to encourage and empower, to stir up those giftings on the inside of you, um, and show you what is possible. You know, we are going to live in purpose, on purpose, with purpose. And we are launching the vision in this season. So, as always, the sun rises alone every day and she shines. And the moon rises alone every night and still manages to light someone's way. Be the light, folks. Be the light, and don't let anybody dim yours. Have a good day.